Tonight, homeless encampments next to Interstate 5 in Chula Vista have been cleared out.
CBS 8 was there earlier today as Caltrans cleared tents from the Palomar Street exit. It's a story we first brought you last week when viewers reached out to us over safety concerns.
CBS 8 Shannon Handy has the latest from Chula Vista.
Our news crew was out here on Friday after a viewer reached out to us about encampments covering all four corners of this Palomar Street exit. Today, those encampments are gone, with the exception of some items left behind. But the people who once lived in them tell us they have nowhere to go. This morning, when Caltrans crews were taking apart tents and clearing other items on Palomar Street in Chula Vista. We also spotted the Alpha Project putting some people's belongings onto a truck. Across the street, a CHP officer could be seen having what appeared to be a heated discussion with an unhoused woman as she packed up to leave.
I'm very grateful, and the people in the community here and the merchants are more than grateful to you guys.
Manuel Lopez reached out to CBSA last week saying encampments started popping up here a year ago and nothing was being done to stop it. He called it a health and safety hazard as well as an eyesore.
This doesn't reflect what we're all about.
After making some calls on Friday, Caltrans posted signs alerting those living here they plan to clear the encampments today. Despite the warning, it left many people upset, including Anna and her friend Isabel, who tell me some of their stuff was destroyed and now they have nowhere to go.
This is the last place I'd want to be, but we don't have options.
Like a lot of Via House on Palomar Street, these women were recently kicked out of nearby Harborside Park, which is why they migrated closer to the freeway. When I asked if they're taking advantage of services being offered, they admitted they're not, telling me it's difficult finding options willing to accept addicts and their pets.
You know, sometimes it's just we need that extra help too, and it's like it's not as easy as everyone think, oh, well, just don't be homeless. Okay. I wish it was that easy.
While Palomar Street is under Caltrans jurisdiction, I brought their concerns to Chula Vista's Homeless Solutions Manager, Angelica Davis. She says it's common for the unhoused population to deny services, which is a big part of the problem, but assures me they have options that cater to people like Anna and Isabel.
There is enough housing and housing opportunities for those that are open to services.
Davis says Chula Vista's homeless population has doubled in the past 2 years. Moving forward, the city has applied for a grant to help clear out freeway encampments, is in the process of purchasing a motel for more housing, and is discussing adding a safe camping space. Next month, the City Council also plans to vote on an encampment ban, which would include all public properties in Chula Vista. Working for you, Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Thanks, Shannon. A man accused of killing 4 people in a DUI crash early Friday morning has pleaded not guilty in court.
24-year-old Alaim Alavez Garcia from San Marcos is behind bars with bail set at $1 million. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes joins us live outside the courtroom with details. Kirsten.
Yeah, those 4 victims were ejected from the car they were in when CHP says Alavez Garcia slammed into the back of their vehicle with a blood alcohol content of 0.16. 2 people died there at the scene. 2 others died later at the hospital. Now listen to this. One of those victims was actually hit twice because after they were ejected, CHP says a second car crashed into the already deadly crime scene.
I'd say they're devastating. I mean, think of the amount of people in 4 people's orbits, all of the people who will be affected by this crime.
Deputy District Attorney Spencer Sharp is with the DUI homicide unit.
Immediately after the collision, another driver who was later determined to be under the influence entered the collision scene and unfortunately struck one of the victims who had been ejected.
Sharp says bystanders tried to help with the deadly crash as CHP officers showed up.
A witness who had assisted with the defendant being removed from his vehicle, which actually overturned due to the collision, was seen then trying to discard empty alcohol containers over the side of the road. Those were all later recovered by CHP.
CHP says 24-year-old Alaim Alavez Garcia of San Marcos was driving a Toyota Tacoma on State Route 163 South at the 805 before slamming into a Toyota Prius with 4 passengers, all in their 20s, killing them. His blood alcohol content was 0.16. Alavez Garcia's defense attorney didn't speak to CBS 8 on camera, but says Alavez Garcia does not have a criminal history. Prosecutors say the defendant should have known better.
He had attended a criminal justice-like classes at a California university as well as he admitted to remembering a specific program in high school that was 2 days in which individuals go over the dangers of drinking and driving. It was a little under 3 hours after the collision, and that 3-hour time is where we see the .16 come from.
CHP says a second Toyota Prius driven by 32-year-old Edward Frederick Paz of San Diego drove through the debris field, hitting one of the victims who had already been ejected from the car in the first crash. CHP says 32-year-old Paz was also driving while intoxicated and will also have his own separate day in court on several charges. Members of Alavez Garcia's family were present in court, as well as a large group of family and friends of the victims who died. Now, the court proceedings for the second crash involving Paz, the second DUI suspect, those will be handled separately from this court case. And Alavez Garcia's next court appearance is set for August 20th. We'll keep you posted on what happens. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Kirsten, let's talk a little bit more about that second crash and that driver who is also facing DUI-related charges.
Okay, so here's what we can tell you. Both Paz and Alavez Garcia were then taken to the hospital after the crash. They were medically cleared and then booked into the San Diego County Jail on several charges. But the prosecuting attorney I talked with today says that he has not been assigned that second case, and we are waiting for more information on that second charge in those cases as they come forward. Marcella?
All right, we'll continue to follow this story, tragic story. Thanks so much, Kirsten. Today, severe weather is impacting inland parts of the county.
From high temperatures to thunderstorms, Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis breaks it all down for us. Carlene, a lot going on out there today.
There was. Across the backcountry, we were dealing with a lot earlier, but things have since quieted down. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they saw earlier. So you're looking at the mountains, and while we had a little bit more of that vertical lift and also looking at those cumulonimbus clouds that started to pop up, things are a little bit calmer than they were about a couple hours ago. So this is the view right now from Mount Laguna looking east. Now, we did have some thunderstorms that popped up, prompted a severe thunderstorm warning. That's because of the potential for that hail upwards of a quarter size, but we did definitely have some downpours, and that was near Pine Valley, also impacting Fort Descanso. That has since expired, and we are still seeing some isolated activity out there. So things are quieting down as we're losing the heating of the day. When we look, we see one low lone cell that could actually prompt something with flood advisories because of the area which is going to be moving over. So we'll continue to monitor that over the next couple of hours just towards the north of the 8. We will go ahead and take a look at the heat alerts that are still in effect, taking us into Thursday coming up. Carlo, Marcella.
Thanks, Carlene. Today, a group of political leaders voiced their support for Proposition 3.
It's known as the Freedom to Marry ballot measure. This group included San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, State Senator Tony Atkins, and State Assembly member Chris Ward. The proposition would repeal Prop 8, which defined marriage as a union between one man and one woman. These officials are now calling for a change, which would declare marriage a fundamental state right.
And everyone to vote yes on Proposition 3 because it reaffirms in our California state constitution the freedom to marry regardless of race, gender, or sexual orientation. And we can't take our rights for granted.
Prop 8 was effectively nullified by a 2013 U.S. Supreme Court ruling, but it's still in California's constitution. Voters can decide on Proposition 3 this November. The San Diego City Council is delaying a vote on a proposed mega homeless shelter near the airport. The council made the decision after 7 hours of discussion yesterday. The proposal involves a 30-year lease on a 65,000 square foot warehouse located at Kettner and Vine, which could house about 1,000 people. Discussions will continue next Tuesday.
As fire season heats up, the pressure is on our local firefighters. San Diego Fire Rescue is hosting this year's International Women in Fire Conference on September 11th at the Westin Hotel downtown. During a preview event today, CBS 8 spoke with our local female firefighters about what this event means to them.
We don't come as big numbers as the men do in the fire service, so to create a networking opportunity and for us to create bonds and relationships with women throughout the United States and around the world is extremely important and empowering for us, and it's a great opportunity.
The 4-day conference offers intense training and lectures. It is open to both men and women to promote equality. New tonight, the San Diego nonprofit Rise Up Industries was awarded part of a $1 million prize for their innovative workforce development and training initiatives in the community.
The organization helps people who have been incarcerated or who had been gang members get ready for well-paying careers in computer machining. The program has a 100% employment rate for graduates. Rise Up will now put $250,000 toward a new leadership academy for students to help them stay on the right track.
What we want to do is kind of track them and support them all the way from elementary school through junior high through high school. And that way we kind of, they see the investment in them and they have that credibility with us, knowing that we care about them, we love them, we want to be there for them.
The award comes from the inaugural Impact Prize, which is managed by the Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors.